How?
How the hell do you go to Scotland's most remote beach and catch coronavirus? Hi, I'm Campbell, and this is my partner in adventure, Gemma. Oh, and that's Ellie, our motorhome. We bought her back in June 2021 and have been exploring the beauty of our home country of Scotland ever since. You join us as we set off on a road trip around a 516-mile stretch of unbelievable beauty known throughout the world as the North Coast 500. Over the next 2 months, we will be exploring this route in a way that you have never seen before, uncovering its best kept secrets and exploring it in a way that only slow travel allows. Come along on our adventure with us and get ready to see a side of the North Coast 500 route that will blow your mind.
In this week's episode, we make a last-minute desperate attempt to reach Scotland's most remote beach, far out on the desolate Cape Wrath Peninsula. After spending a rather rough night in stormy weather, we return to Ellie with sore legs and a very unexpected passenger, leaving us with one of the toughest challenges we have faced yet, isolating in a motorhome.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows with van life, and this was definitely one of the toughest weeks of our entire lives.
Well, that was a bit of a swift change of plans. When I woke up this morning, I didn't think I would be going camping in a tent after 2 luxurious nights in a pod. But, you know, these things happen, and when the weather gods are putting the sun out for us, I think today is the day that we have to start our hike out to Sandwood Bay to see one of the most beautiful and remote beaches in Scotland.
Yeah, so like Gemma said, we just checked out of the Achmelvig North Coast 500 pods after spending a couple of nights living the life of luxury in our own little glamping pods and admiring the most clear waters that Scotland has to offer. But the weather has proper turned in our favour now, so we're going to drive back north all the way up to Old Shoremore one more time. Okay, so we drove about halfway up to Old Shoremore from down near Loch Inver. But Gemma's going to be uploading Instagram stories from our State of the North Coast 500 pods, and that means it's my job to start packing while we've got signal before we actually get to there into the middle of nowhere. Why do I feel like we always pack in a rush last minute with the really present danger of forgetting most of our things? Like, that's just...
We live life by last minute.
It's literally minute to minute. I don't know what I'm doing 6 minutes from now. Can I just say as well, I didn't realise that Gemma's cupboard goes all the way... Bloody hell! Where's my arm in there? This tiny little area here goes to there. That's my cupboard. That, half of that, both sides, all the way down to there is Gemma's clothes. Never ever say to me that you've not got any clothes with her. Okay, so food-wise, I think I've got most of the essentials packed. I've got the cooking stove, the gas, the new cutlery set that we just bought the other day, and also a Terry's chocolate orange. Don't have any dinners yet. Does that count as an essential? Dinner and breakfast? Yeah, one thing that's really surprised me coming up to here is we're just heading through Blair Moor, and there's so many signs for Sandwood Bay parking. We're just arriving at the car park now actually. But they actually look like really quite modern signposts, as if it's it must be quite a popular tourist attraction in this region. Right.
Right, it is what? 3 o'clock. I need lunch.
I know, we've not eaten lunch yet, so lunch, finish packing, then it's on the road. 6.5 kilometres.
Not too bad. We did consider trying to cycle part of it. Imagine us trying to cycle along with all these bags.
Old Laurel and Hardy at it again. It's also funny because there's so many people walking back to their car. Obviously at the end of the day it's now 4 o'clock and they're literally wearing nothing but an anorak. And here we are carrying our entire worldly possessions just for one night. If someone can teach us how to micro pack, please, because I just think it's impossible. Alright, 3 kilometres done, and we're pretty much in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There's not a soul to be seen. We passed a few people, as I said, all wearing nothing but anoraks, whereas we are apparently moving into Sandwood Bay. And this is the scenery that we're actually faced with. It's just a complete wilderness.
So it looks like this is the spot that you can actually tie up your bikes if you've cycled here. I'm not so sure I would choose to cycle. I mean, maybe that's just because we have lots of extra bags, but it's quite stony and quite up and down hill, so if you fancy it.
If you're into your mountain biking.
Yeah, if you've got a good mountain bike, but otherwise you might get a sore bum.
There's literally just a bunch of bike racks in the middle of nowhere. I'm guessing that means that from here on out the path is going to get even rougher and narrower. What a bizarre place. And I do believe that is Sandwood Loch, and there's even the remnants of a wee bothy. Spend the night without a roof.
Oh, as long as it doesn't rain. I will be happy if we get there dry. Like, I don't mind walking back in the rain, but see the thought of spending the night soaked.
I will definitely remind her of saying that tomorrow when it's peeing rain and we're walking back. And you said, I don't mind walking back in the rain. We'll see how cheery you are then. And I can see the coast. There she is! Honestly, it's like glimpsing some kind of secret land.
It is. It's like so remote. Not hugely popular as much as it was like a busy car park. I mean, we've maybe passed about 6 people.
And I guess that's just what's so enchanting about Sandwood Bay, is just the thought of like this kind of isolated, undiscovered beach that a lot of people have only actually ever seen photos of, because it takes about an hour and a half to actually walk out to it. So especially on the North Coast 500s, not a lot of people have that amount of time, but it is just literally a hidden little paradise.
In front of the rock, so at least we know the waves won't come over. They're blocked.
That's true.
If only it worked like
nice
that.
And calm. Big rock in the way.
Big waves. Big waves. We didn't actually bring our swim stuff with us this time.
We didn't even bring a towel to go skinny dipping this time.
We did, we brought a towel.
We brought one tiny little micro towel. I don't think it's a big enough towel to go skinny dipping.
The last time we didn't even bring a towel.
That's very true actually. Alright,
we didn't bring anything, which is why we ended up in there.
Let these crowds go past. There's about 6 people on the beach just now actually, which is hilarious because we just walked 6.5 kilometres to get to the air. I wasn't expecting it to be quiet, but I didn't expect it to be like Glasgow city centre. But we found a little pitch up spot. Just a nice little flat verge here, far enough back we can go further down the beach, dig a trench, have the fire in there, cover it up, no one even needs to know. And yeah.
Apart from everyone on YouTube.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
And so we settled into our camp for the night, pitching our home and making the most of the fading glimmers of day, with the entire stretch of golden sand that is Sandwood Bay all to ourselves.
Okay, so I just felt some rain on the tent. I don't know if it's like blowing in from later on or if it's starting to tempt us. There's some pretty mean looking clouds over there, but I'm hoping they're blowing that way and they're not going to hit us. But nonetheless, I need to try and get a fire going ASAP if I don't want to carry all of this wood back out tomorrow, which I desperately do not. So yeah, we need to try and get a fire going without any fire lighters. That is a lesson on how absolutely not to light a fire on a beach. Do you want to come and have your burger by the fire? And we just saw, guys, on the horizon there's like a massive rain cloud coming. You can just see the haze coming over there. So I think it's time for us to get into the tent. The fire's been burning quite well. Yeah, it's absolutely freezing, so carrying this wood was like definitely necessary. Definitely, I think so. And we carried hot water bottles with water in them as well. Maybe again being a little bit extra, but considering the hike was only like 7 kilometres, I think it's worth it because it is just so cold. I'm preparing for the worst rain. Question of, do we wait until it starts peeing with rain and then head in, or do we preemptively head into a tent and sacrifice the fire? Because I'm just loving this fire so much. One thing that we lost signal before we had a chance to check was what time high tide was. So we can't even be like, oh okay, it's fine, like high tide's in this amount of time, so it won't come up. I know, the sea is getting close, man. And that was one thing. I think it'll, like, that's the high tide mark way over there. Yeah, I think so too. I might go on a little exploration though and just check out the high tide mark. Yeah, that's the high tide mark there. You can definitely see it. Actually, it looks like it's heading out now, to be honest. And here comes the rain. I can feel it, the rain's coming! Alright guys, so we're basically lying here like mummies. Gemma just pointed out that we were literally living in the life of luxury this morning, and all of a sudden we're now sleeping in a tent. Like, how your luck can change just in the blink of an eye.
I know.
We're trying to figure out what the trigger is for us to actually abandon ship and move the tent, because I'm going to be honest, I've got no idea when high tide is.
No, I don't.
Or how high it is, and it just sounds like it's getting closer and closer.
I feel like I'm confident that it's not, but it's that way that I still don't feel confident enough to fall asleep knowing that I could wake up swimming.
Soggy toes.
No.
Why soggy toes?
I don't want to lose my boots because my boots are sitting outside the tent.
Right, rock, paper, scissors for who gets to go and check. Rock, paper, scissors. Every time!
Do you want me to come with you?
It looks like it's still miles away, like so far away. I don't know if you guys, there's the fire pit, and it's like way in the distance. I don't know if you guys can see that. Honestly sounds as if it's like literally right there.
I know. It always does.
It's gonna be a long night. Oh, morning lads.
Good.
Oh no, not good morning, just morning. Let's just cut the crap.
True.
I think that it has honestly got to be the worst night of my entire life. I feel awful.
What's this for?
It's 4 AM, yeah. So between like the rain lashing off the tent and the wind pretty much blowing it sideways, I was just getting like punched in the head by the side of the tent all night long. I think what our plan is we're going to quickly chuck the tent down and then just leg it back to the van and then maybe try and sleep back there. But
And you're a wee so I feel like I've got a cold. You said that you feel like you've got
awful,
an ear
man.
infection.
my ear is like throbbing, so
Not good. Let's go.
yeah. Alright, we're good to go. Let's go. Into the pitch black nothing.
No such thing.
7 kilometres back to a little baby Ellie. I know. I can see her. Oh wow. That is such a... Literally just beat the rain. That was the longest 7 kilometres of my life.
We've arrived at the Kinlochbervie little stopover area. It's pitch black. It actually looks like it's the middle of the night, and it is 7 AM. And I feel like I've done a night shift. I actually just feel sick. Like, yeah, exhausted. So I think we're going to get these wet clothes off and just like hop into bed. That path had basically turned into like a river. There was so much rain overnight. So we were just like wading through horrible rivers and it was a nightmare. So bed is calling. Oh,
Negative result. Here we go.
what do we want
Come
it to
on.
be? C or T?
Just T. No, just C.
Okay, mine's not. Mine's already T. How?
How the hell do you go to Scotland's most remote beach and catch coronavirus? So basically it's the next day after we got back from the beach, and we woke up this morning. I was feeling proper feverish through the night and Gemma was feeling the same, so we thought we'd better do a test. I had done 3 tests over the last couple of days, all of which were negative, and yeah, our worst fears have come true this morning and we've now got 2 positive tests.
I don't know what to do. I feel like almost like too exhausted to even think.
I know.
It's hard because like I feel as well like this is our most isolated place. Like going home, we're going to be like around our parents.
I've got to say, in terms of actual like symptoms, I don't feel too bad. I feel a lot better than I did yesterday actually. Like I woke up this morning a bit sweaty through the night and a bit feverish, popped 2 paracetamols, my fever's come right down. Got a little bit of a sore throat and I've got a sniffly nose, but apart from that I've not actually got that many other symptoms. I can still fully taste everything, I've not got shortness of breath, and there's nothing else to suggest that I'm actually ill.
I woke up this morning with like a pounding headache and I took my temperature, my thermometer was like beeping at me and it was 37.99. Popped some paracetamol. I'm kind of like fluctuating a lot between like hot and cold and I just kind of feel like achy, I guess, and exhausted. But coming to think about it, yesterday when we were walking back from Sandwood Bay, I was actually feeling quite breathless and I just put that down to like lack of sleep, climbing up a hill in the dark, and I was just a bit like puffing and panting. Maybe now I'm thinking about it, maybe I was more so than I would have expected.
Got like 2 peppers, 6 eggs, 2 questionable sweet corns, and a courgette, and a freezer full of birthday cake. This is like the barest our fridge has been in so long, and it just happens to be when we aren't allowed to go to the shops.
Thank you for calling the Ellie.
Hi there Marie, good morning. I was just wondering how I can go about booking a PCR test. If I leave right now and boot it, I should be able to get there for then. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Right, next stop's Dingwall then. Yeah, I don't feel too bad, so always up for a change of scenery. We made our way from Kinlochbervie to the closest possible testing centre that we could get booked into. A gruelling 3-hour drive south along winding and narrow roads to the small town of Dingwall. Throughout the entire drive, our minds were racing with what the test result might behold, what we would do if our fears came true, and what strain this would put on our bodies over the coming weeks. Hi there. Yes, 2 o'clock. We're a little bit early. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad someone's not doing it for me. I'm gagging.
Right, we're done.
So they said that would take 24 to 48 hours to get our results. So now we just need to wait and see.
Okay, so the good news is we planned ahead for this, and before we got tested, just after we got tested, we went on to Tesco.com and ordered a little click and collect for tonight so that we can just basically get all of our groceries delivered to our van door and we don't need to actually go inside anywhere. I put a note on it just saying leave the stuff outside, don't even look at me, and you'll be sorted. So yeah, we just need to hang around here for the next hour and wait for the groceries to be delivered, and then we need to go and find somewhere that we can just park up for the next few nights and just chill out, basically. So yeah. Hiya. I'll just jump out, put it away. Oh. Oh, so it's the moment of truth. We just woke up on, I guess the day after the test, and we're parked up right back in the Black Isle where one of our first ever well camps was. We're just kind of isolating here away from everyone. We've got a full tank of diesel, full fuel, full gas, everything we need, and the text message has just come through. Dear Gemma Spence, your coronavirus PCR test is positive.
How?
Sugar. Only we could go to Scotland's most remote beach and get bloody coronavirus. Self-isolate immediately for 10 days to avoid infecting others. This includes the day your symptoms started. There's literally nowhere else we can go, so we just need to isolate here.
And everyone that we've spoken to on the phone as well, like when we booked our PCR tests, and then even when we actually went for the PCR test, you know, we explained to them that we were living in our van and they agreed that we're in our own little bubble, we can just isolate in here. I think it's the safest place for us really, like we've got everything we need, so we should be fine.
It's just going to be a very long 10 days, I think. So good morning guys, I'm actually feeling as close to 100% as I could this morning, to be honest. We decided to move to Blackwater Falls, which is a spot we've actually stayed at before, and we knew it was going to be nice and peaceful here. We can camp up here for the next few days without actually being too disturbed or disturbing anyone else with our generator. We've also got a river right there, so if we need to top up our water, that's where we can go and get water supply from, so we don't even need to go inside anywhere, which is very, very good. I guess the plan for the next few days is just chill out, rest, recover, catch up on work, and yeah, just see where the day takes us basically. Yeah, not too bad. I wouldn't get too close as we were isolating in the moment. Actually, that's why we're trying to stay over here. Have a good day. As like I said, I've got the Black Plague. Here we jump back there. So how are you feeling this morning, baby?
Not too bad.
A bit better.
A bit better, but I did just get proper head spin trying to put my head under the couch to get that almond milk out. And that's why I was going to ask you if you could go under the bed for me, because
Oh, of course.
I'm still sore in my ears and it's kind of like sore down here. Yeah, apart from that I just feel really like fuzzy headed and like I'm a bit achy, but
Yeah.
definitely feel better. The past 2 mornings I've like really struggled to lift my head off the pillow, whereas this morning I was actually able to sit up, and I did have paracetamol within like reaching distance.
It's actually really funny because Gemma just seems to be lagging behind me in terms of symptoms. It was like literally 2 or 3 days ago when we got back from Sandwood Bay that I felt like I had toothache because my ears were so sore. It was radiating all the way down my jaw and it was like miserable. And Gemma's saying that's how she feels this morning. So hopefully she's on her mental recovery, just a couple of days behind me. This is how good you're gonna feel in 2 days time, babe. Look forward to it.
The next week of life confined to our 16 square metres of reality was definitely an interesting one. We went from constantly being on the road for the past 5 months to not being able to leave one single room. We spent the days resting and recovering from the virus, squeezing in what little work we could manage and spending a lot of time together, cooking, laughing and relaxing.
All the while, our eyes were on the calendar and we were counting down the days to freedom with a whole new passion for travel, some big hopes and some even bigger dreams. Yes! Negative! Yeah! Buzzing! And today is actually the day, today's the first day that I am allowed to go outside, because it was 11 days ago now that I actually became symptomatic. So the UK guidelines is that 10 days after you first become symptomatic, then you can go back outside, whether you're positive or negative. But I, Monsieur Kerr, just so happened to be negative. I feel like I should get a pin.
Yeah.
And pin it to my lapel. Like, not infectious, no.
I definitely don't feel as energetic as that, which makes me think that I won't be passing, but we'll see.
Right, that's been 20 minutes. What we saying? You doing a happy dance? Yes!
Negative!
Ish. I feel like we should do another test as well, so maybe we'll just like double check it. But yeah, it's a good feeling, and knowing that I'm negative, and yeah, we can actually get this show on the road again. And so, a week later, it's finally time for us to hit the road again, and I've got to say I am feeling very, very good. It feels nice to be able to get out of this place that we've been sitting still for like far too long, for almost a week now.
I think the fact that I'm considering adventure again and like thinking about it, I'm actually able to, even though I'm not driving, but actually able to move the chairs around to get going again is a really, really good sign, because a few days ago that was just not even a question.
I know. If you're new here, stick around. We've got huge plans coming for the rest of this year and next year, and if you've got any suggestions for where we need to go, specifically in Europe, drop them in the comments below, because we're very, very excited to get over to the mainland.
And yeah, this video might not be your normal video that you'd see from us, but we hope you enjoyed it anyway. That was just a little taste of reality of what we've
Been up to. It's real and raw. That's what we're all about here at Elddis Hammocks, just showing you that it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It can be, but sometimes travelling just comes with like baggage just like this, and yeah, that's what we aim to keep trying to show you. But next week we're heading back north again. We're starting off up at Ullapool, and we've got lots of sites to tick off of our list, so we cannot wait to bring you guys along with us and show you those beauties. If you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It just lets us know that we're doing the right thing and you want to see more videos just like this one, and not just like this one either, just more adventurous videos like it will be next week. But yeah, stick around, hit subscribe, and we'll see you guys again in the next one.
See ya.
Gemma, I don't know if you're pointing the camera at me or... I tell you what, if you're watching again, you cheeky little git that was commenting on our Larry Grew walk saying, I took Duke of Edinburgh kids out on that walk. That was hard. So let's see your cheek, alright? We're not the fittest.
And carrying a bag full of wood.
Gemma's training for the Scottish Highland Games next year, where she's going to be tossing a caper. So good morning guys, I'm actually feeling, oh there's a car, as close to 100% as I could.
I need a mirror.
It's a good start. You've got a mirror?
I can't see it, it's too dark. And I just...
It is tough. leave us alone, get off our backs. We're vegetarian.